Sure. I'm Peter Schultz. We're here at Second City Meadery at the north side. We're on Elston, just north of Montrose. So what makes our meadery unique is the fact that we use honey instead of grains or hops or whatever to produce alcohol. We are only the second meadery in Chicago. Back when we incorporated in 2018, there was 9 in the state. Now we've added a few more, but mead is still totally a burgeoning market. Sure, so mead is wine fermented from honey instead of grapes. And the nice thing about mead is that you can add fruit, spices, you can use barrels. You have a lot of things to play around with. Additionally, if you find a really interesting honey, you can leave it as just honey and create a totally unique product that way. So back when we were looking at this place, the alderman was Margaret Loreno. She was incredibly helpful, and now I know it's Sam Nugent, and Sam was very helpful as well. So just the backing of the alderman, this particular landlord has gone above and beyond to help us stay in business. Anything we need, he's always there. He's super responsive. So it's just kind of a combination of the super local government being helpful. We found a good landlord. We found a place that was growing the way we wanted to grow. It just made sense for us. So I started making mead for my wife, who loves mead, and I was spending too much of my paycheck on mead. I told myself I could make it myself at home. That'll be cheaper. Turns out that's not true. It was not cheaper, but I loved doing it, and what I didn't love was my day job in public accounting. So I started brewing in 2014, and wasn't good at it for a couple of years. But as I grew, as I learned, being motivated by all the failures of my first few batches, and really digging into how can I make this better, how can I make this my own, it turned into something I love. It turned into a passion I didn't even know I had. All this time I'm in public accounting, not feeling self-fulfilled. My wife really pushes me. At the time we didn't have a mortgage, we didn't have kids. And she says, why don't you just go for this? And I was really scared. Even though I'm generally a risk taker, for whatever reason, this one was terrifying. But thanks to her, I was able to move forward. We got incorporated, we found a location, we navigated a lot of rough seas on the way, but I wouldn't take any of it back. I feel like we got a little bit lucky. I guess when I say we, I mean Second City specifically, because I don't have any employees. I wasn't paying myself a salary. So when we needed to cut costs, we were already at pretty much the basement as far as what costs could be. On top of that, with bars and restaurants closing, liquor stores, sales went up, so we were able to sell a lot through that avenue, which isn't something I had originally planned on doing. So we are probably one of the better outcomes in terms of we didn't have staff we needed to lay off. I didn't have revenue from the tap room I was depending on. We got kind of lucky in terms of where our business was. So I live down in Old Irving Park. We've lived around this area for a few years. We've always liked it. We're now looking either in Mayfair, or if we go to North Mayfair, to actually buy a house. And we already have kids, so start a family's already, we kind of jumped the gun on that one. But definitely through Thomas and what you guys do, and then through the Alderman's office, I feel like the community here is just incredible. Our gold medal award-winning mead is blackcurrant and vanilla. It's called Existence is Pain, which I thought 2020 was a pretty perfect time to release that one. That is my favorite. It's definitely our best seller. We do also offer a mead called What You're Looking For, which isn't as sweet as some of our other stuff. So when people ask, do you have something that's not so sweet, I can say, well, we have what you're looking for. So that actually depends on the mead specifically. A lot of what we make is on the sweeter side, and I like to pair that with dessert, specifically a dessert that's not as sweet itself, like cheesecake, and just the sweetness of the mead, and then the fattiness of the cheesecake is pretty incredible. If you do a drier mead, I really like it with a ribeye. That's probably one of my favorites. Post-COVID, I can expect opening the tap room and finally being able to have some people in here. I'm really excited about doing mead-based cocktails, and I have about 24 recipes in my head that I want to start actually selling and getting feedback on. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most. It's our first brew fest we're participating in commercially, which I am super, super excited about. So it is a black raspberry and red raspberry mead. We got some incredible black raspberries from a farmer in Wisconsin. The red raspberries and the honey come from 2 separate farms in Michigan, so it's all local to the Midwest. It's not quite as sweet as some of our sweeter offerings, but it's definitely not dry. And I just love the way that the nuance and delicateness of the black raspberry mixes with the tartness of the red raspberry. It's one of my favorites so far. Through Instagram, Facebook, our website's currently under construction, so that's not as helpful, but definitely through social media. So if they go on our Instagram page, the bio actually links straight to our Vino Shipper page, where you can order from there. Or if they're local, they should just shoot me an email and I can let them know what stores around here. And we post periodically where we make drop-offs.